Hi, this is Sue Jackson from the Book by Book blog, and I'm here today to tell you all about my March reading plans. And this will also take the place of my usual Friday reads because I'm going to kind of roll that all in together. So I have some ambitious reading plans for March. We'll see how this goes because I plan to participate in 2 different Booktube challenges. And this is the time of year when I really need to be reading a lot for the upcoming Booktopia event. Booktopia is a wonderful bookish weekend that I go to every year with my mom. It's held at the Northshire Bookstore in Manchester, Vermont, which is a fabulous bookstore in a wonderful town. And it's a weekend of readers and authors hanging out together and talking about books. It's a whole lot of fun. I will link to my video from last year's Booktopia so you can see what it's all about. So the coordinator for Booktopia at Northshire Books just recently sent out the list of books and authors that will be featured at Booktopia this year, which is always the first weekend in May. So I like to read as many of them as I can. I will also link below to where you can sign up for Booktopia if you'd like to attend this year. I guarantee it is well worth your time. And also a link to the list of books and authors featured for this year. So I won't read through all of those right now. There are 9 altogether. And it's a range of books being released sometime between February, so some are already out, and May. So some won't even be out yet when we hold Booktopia. But most come out in the next 2 months. So I've already signed up for advanced reader copies for a bunch of these, waiting to hear back. One of the Booktube challenges that I hope to do in March, that I plan to do in March, is March Mystery Madness. Now this is a new one to me. I haven't participated in this before, but it seems, it seems right up my alley. The idea is to read mysteries or thrillers in March. I love those kinds of books. There is a whole list of creators of this challenge and of co-hosts for this year. It's too many to read out here, but I will include the complete list down below with links to each of their channels. You can also participate in this challenge on Goodreads, Discord, Instagram. They've got a whole bunch of different ways to participate. For March Mystery Madness, this year's theme is spring cleaning, and they've got 3 prompts: lather, rinse, and repeat. So that's fun. Lather means read about a detective who is cleaning up. It's too bad I didn't know about this sooner, because in February I just read Dead of Winter by Stephen Mac Jones. This is part of his August Snow Mist series, and if anyone else is looking for something that fits in this cleaning up category for March Mystery Madness, I highly recommend any of the 3 August Snow books by Stephen Mac Jones. It's August Snow, Lives Laid Away, and then Dead of Winter, because his main character, August, is definitely someone who is trying to clean up corruption in his hometown of Detroit. So that's a perfect fit, but I've already read it. Next is Rinse, read something on the cozier side or a classic mystery. I've got a good choice for that. So I'm just realizing with this book that I'm also mixing in a 4th kind of reading thing, and that is the latest read-along from the Book Cougars podcast. I will link to their channel below. Their podcast is wonderful. The 2 women that run it are friends of mine that are also Booktopia attendees from past years. So definitely take a look at the Book Cougars podcast. Their read-along for the first quarter, and you can tell this is an old one, a classic, is Parnassus on Wheels by Christopher Morley. Now, they held their discussion of this past weekend, but I knew I couldn't participate anyway. My son was home visiting. So I do plan to read this starting today, and it's very short, but it is a classic mystery. So in reading it, I will be ready to listen to their podcast episode where they discuss it. But it's also a good fit for the March Mystery Madness challenge in the rinse prompt, a classic mystery. I don't know anything about it other than that it's a classic mystery, but I did get this copy from the library. The only one they had, you can tell it is definitely classic. It's pretty old, and I'm going to be starting that right away. That is my first read for March. And the third prompt, repeat, is reread a book or read a book by an author you've read before. Not sure I'll be able to fit that in, but we will see. And they say, as always, there's no pressure to read on the theme or according to the prompts. Any mystery counts. So I like that. Flexibility is good. The other challenge that I'm participating in on Booktube in March is Middle Grade March. Now, this is one that I did last year for the first time and thoroughly enjoyed. I always like reading or listening to a middle grade book. Because I do review a lot of audiobooks from the publishers, I have a long backlog. I have a whole separate hard drive just with audiobooks waiting to be listened to, and a whole section on there for middle grade. So I was looking through some of those. First of all, Middle Grade March is hosted by The Curly Reader, Books and Jams, Life Between Words, and Jen Reads. So it's got 4 hosts. I'll include the links down below. They are doing a group read, A Rover's Story by Jasmine Warga. I probably won't have time for that. But then they've got some prompts for Middle Grade March this year. An award other than the Newbery, SciFi or Dystopian, Sky or Sea on the cover, a book featuring a neurodiverse character, and something published in the last year. So I have, like I said, a lot to choose from here when it comes to middle grade. My first choice, I think, is going to be a middle grade book called Concealed by Christina Diaz-Gonzalez. So this is going to help me with March Mystery Madness and Middle Grade March. It is a middle grade book. It is also a mystery, and it's about witness protection, a subject I find endlessly fascinating. If you haven't seen it before, the TV show In Plain Sight is an outstanding book about witness protection. It's about the folks in the Albuquerque office who help people go into witness protection in their area. So wonderful TV show that my whole family enjoyed. But back to the topic of books. So this book, Concealed, it was the 2022 Edgar winner for juvenile mystery, for best juvenile mystery. So it fits in the category for winning an award other than the Newbery. And of course, it's going to fit for, I'm getting all these hashtags mixed up, for March Mystery Madness as well. So that's going to be my first audiobook. I'm going to download that onto my iPod today and get started. A few other middle grade books I saw in my audio backlog that caught my attention this morning that I hope to get to this month. Can You See Me by Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott. It's a coming-of-age story about a teen girl with autism, or maybe a preteen. I don't know exactly her age. It is middle grade. So that's going to fit in the prompt for a story with a neurodiverse character. She is the main character in that book, and it's one I've been wanting to read for a while. Another one that caught my eye is The Boy Who Failed Dodgeball by Jason Sonnenblick. This fits the prompt of being published in the last year. It was published last June. I'm a huge fan of Jason Sonnenblick. After reading his middle grade book, Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie, this is one of those novels that just had me laughing out loud on one page and tearing up on the next, sometimes at the same time. Just an amazing novel. So highly recommend Drums, Girls, and Dangerous Pie if you're looking for a good middle grade read for middle grade March. I'm going to try this new one from him, The Boy Who Failed Dodgeball. Another one I was looking at this morning is It's the End of the World and I'm in My Bathing Suit, a fun title by Justin Reynolds. It sounds like this one is science fiction, so it would fit that prompt. Something about a kid who decides to wear his bathing suit all summer, and then the power goes out, and he and his friends are trying to figure out what happened. And it seems like it wasn't just that the power went out, but that there's no one else around except them. So it's got a sci-fi, it is listed as sci-fi. So those 4 audiobooks, if I can fit them all in, will certainly see me through March and give me a good list of books for middle grade March. So those are my plans for March. Reading for Booktopia 2023, middle grade March, hosted here on Booktube, and March Mystery Madness, hosted in a variety of places. All the links to all of that will be listed below, as well as links to some of the books that I'm hoping to read. Oh, I forgot to mention there are 2 books on the Booktopia list that are thrillers, so would fit for March Mystery Madness if I can get a hold of a copy. So come back to my channel later in the month to see how I'm doing on this very ambitious plan for March. And in the meantime, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your plans are for your March reading.